Has your health been covered up? Today, it's Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson, presented to you by Infinity Whole Health.
Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness. Today, we're going to talk about migraines. I'll be in my office for a week and I'll have like a certain case come in time and time again. I've had probably 4 migraine patients in the last 7 days. I'm thinking, if this is what everybody's talking about, then let's talk about it. Let's get it out in the open and find out some ideas of why migraines occur and what you can do out there as the general public, especially if you know somebody who's got migraines. It's never a fun time. I've had probably 4 in my entire life, and I can tell you that all 4 were toxicity related. Now, it doesn't mean that your migraines are toxic related, but I will say it's probably better than 80% of the time that migraines are indeed toxicity related. And when you feel especially like the nausea, almost to the point of vomit or vomiting, and you have to be in a dark room and you just feel miserable, you may want to look at what you ate within the last 12 to 24 hours. It can even be that long. And you may start getting a sense of a rhythm. If you don't, then the problem may be deeper than we think. Now, here's the fun thing. I'll have a migraine client, and we'll adjust them, and I might see the adjustment be as effective as 50%, maybe a little bit more than that on migraines. So chiropractically, I will work on a migraine client for a while, and if I feel like they're not getting the results that I want, I know that I have to go after them chemically speaking, nutritionally speaking. The first and foremost thing to do is to work on liver gallbladder, because the liver gallbladder is cleaning the blood. And if the blood is not clean, we will have a toxic headache. And if we're toxic enough, we're actually going to have a migraine. And so how do we work on a liver gallbladder? Well, some of you out there that get migraines, you might even say, I've already had my gallbladder out. That would not be shocking. And so, but my gallbladder was filled with stones. They couldn't save it. I understand. And so let's talk about why stones develop and what that means. When our bodies are more and more toxic, the more toxic it is, the more the bile channels that flow through the liver into the gallbladder become thick and sluggish. Let's talk about bile. If you've heard some other podcasts, I've described bile, but bile is a fat emulsifier. So as we eat fat, we have to be able to break up those fat molecules in the blood and then to be able to absorb them to make things like our cell membranes of every cell in our body, the coverings around our nerves so that we can conduct those electrical currents and move muscles and run and play and think. We need fats to make our hormones, which make us repair and feel great and have an awesome life. So fat is incredibly important to us. Those bile channels, though, can be very plugged, especially by estrogens. That's why women have more trouble with gallbladder issues than men, but men will occasionally have gallbladder problems if they have enough estrogen in their environment and around them. And so women, because they produce estrogen, they will thicken the bile channels and now will become sluggish enough that it will start to create stones in the gallbladder. And so now we thicken bile, we don't flow it, and now all of a sudden our bowels can't move. What bile also does, not only is it emulsifying or breaking up fat to absorb, but it's now cleansing the gut and it is lubricating the gut so that we move and that we can go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times a day like we're supposed to. So if we can't go to the bathroom very well, we're now getting toxicity from the bowels back into the bloodstream because things are going that direction instead of the other direction. We're now thickening bile in the liver so the liver can't clean the blood anymore. We're not flowing bile. Bile is also part of a distant cousin of cholesterol, so it's part of that hormone thing that's going on. And so it just tells us that overall we're having a lot of trouble in our body, even making cholesterol, even making bile, which also comes from B vitamins. So we've got all these little things in the system that aren't working very well, and now we just have more and more toxicity in the blood, and now I get a migraine. And so that is the result of that. So if I go after somebody's liver gallbladder, I'm going to be very gentle in the beginning. We're going to do things like, I'll have some clients, they'll try to do it just on their own through diet, and they'll eat beets and beet greens. The tops of the beets are what we call beet greens, and you put them in salads or you juice them, whatever you want, and you'll find that as you do enough of those, all of a sudden your bowels will start moving. And you feel more clear-headed because we're now cleaning your blood better. So for migraines, it's kind of a little piece of the migraine puzzle. And here's the kicker. We'll take a medication. Well, are medications more toxins? They are. And so migraine medications can tend to kick up migraines or make them worse. And that's, again, a toxicity issue. So if you've tried many migraine medications and they make it worse, almost 100% that you are a toxicity case as well, and that we've got to really work on your liver gallbladder. So anybody out there having troubles like this that wants, that, you know, if you want a little bit more one-to-one kind of thing to get your problems better and to get this solved more quickly, I'd love to talk to you. You can email me if you wish, and all the information is coming up in just a moment. But until next time, I am Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness.
This concludes another episode of Revealing Wholeness with Dr. Troy Munson. If you have any questions concerning this podcast or others, you can reach Dr. Munson by email at chiroman, that's CHIRO man, at dr.com. Or you can call him at his office during office operation hours at 360-893-8586. This show is sponsored by Infinity Whole Health on the Disruptors Podcast Network.